This is Sam, Dr. Chuang from Pacific Pet Clinic. This is our 6th or 7th video actually. Today a little bit more relaxed. Why? Because today's topic is the best job in the world. Veterinarian, especially those take care for the pet. But to begin, I gotta start my story. Actually, I born in Chuang, Taiwan. It's a small village, and actually, when I was young, we didn't have any neighbor. We just lived in the rice field. Right? It's hard to imagine. And then we have 9 brothers and sisters. I'm the nice guy, okay? Because my mom and my dad, they're very hardworking, and obviously they're very frugal. Because my dad actually is just a farmer hand, and at the same time he worked for 2, big landlords, so they own a lot of land, and so that's my dad. But because we have 9 brothers and sisters, so obvious it's a lot of work and burden for my parents. After I was born, I would say maybe 4 or 5 months old, and my mom actually helped out at her friend's house, and for some kind like a party. But because it was very hot summer, and can you imagine? The kitchen actually didn't have the window, so my mom had a stroke, and then passed away about 2 years later.
I love her more than anything.
And because my memory when I was young, actually I grew up with dog and cat, and I didn't have any babysitter. Actually, the dog and cat was my babysitter. I guess that's another good reason. I had a strong bond with them. I love them. And when I was 16 years old, I went to it's a southern Taiwan called Chuang to study be a veterinarian. And when I was 20, I was fortunate because we need a roll officer exam, and I was the only one passed become an officer in my whole class. But even though it's a small achievement, but it's very important for my life and for my confidence. And then 1989, actually, I immigrated to Canada, and I need to thank for my big brother, because at that time my big brother was practice accountant in Toronto area. And plus, what's happened is, a few months later, I was able to study in the Ontario Veterinary College. That was the #1 in Canada, and at that time was #4 in the world. All the vet school ranking. But why I say it's a miracle, because when I was studying in Taiwan at that time, actually I spent a lot of time work part-time at the same time, because my dad is 50 years older than me, so I have time to get money from him. So I try to provide myself. So I work in the restaurant, gas station, factory, farm. One time, I was working in the seafood restaurant, and at that time, had some people they sold the land, and suddenly they become very wealthy. So one day, I was serving, and then a group of people come, and then I said, "Hey, welcome." But then one of the leaders was very rude to me. He said, get out here, get a lady. So, but at that time I was working with my buddy. He's 1 year younger than me. He said, oh, you treat my body that way. So, and later on, what happened? I remember we're serving shrimp, and in the private area, the customer don't see it, and then my body actually chew the shrimp and spit at it. So afterward, I treat the server very well. Okay. By the way, that's one of the story. Okay. And plus, what happened is I was spend a lot of time dating. So my school mark was not that great in Taiwan. Okay, but God is amazing, because when I was trying to get into Ontario Vet College, the assistant dean, his name is Dr. Downey, and he said, but you're from Taiwan, do you have the TOEFL score? TOEFL is like the English test. I said, yeah. I wrote 5 times. The best one is 555. Okay, and then but he said, oh, sorry, at that time, to get into University of Guelph and to get into especially Ontario Vet College, the minimum score is 595, and so I could not get in. So, but Dr. Downey looked at me. He said, "Oh, how about that? Why don't you audit? Be a unclassified student." So I said, "Okay, we'll give it a try." But he said, "There's 2 things. Number 1, you pay the tuition. Number 2, you still write the exam as everybody." So I don't have choice, do I? So I went, and however, the first term, there's 6 subjects, but the 2 subjects I was failed. But most professors actually treat me very well. They had a meeting, and they said, actually, Sam, that guy from Taiwan, he worked very hard and he was very sincere, very nice. However, his English is not good enough. So Dr. Downey, my assistant dean, said, "Hey, why don't you go back to the campus to study English?" So I went back to campus, study. I remember around 6 months, just focus on English. And then I able to come back, and then obviously, I able to succeed, and thank God. And what's happened is, even when I graduated, actually I was an honor student. Okay, and then 6 months before we graduated, I already passed the veterinary licensing exam. But it's not because I'm smart, because God is grace. Okay, and I just want to say thank you for my parents, especially my lovely wife, and then my family, and all the teachers and all the classmates. God bless you all. We'll see you again.
远行他乡路漫漫长，山川河流日月夜望，无论何处心悠悠扬，故土总在梦中央，故乡的歌谣在耳边，思念的泪水已蔓延。无论云起还是云散，心中家园永不变。 在这里。
Hi, we have actually currently we have 5 cats, and this is my favorite, King David. Okay, so thanks for the watching, and please subscribe and hit the bell so that in the future all the video will come to you. Okay, God bless you. See you next time. 祝福你。
美丽的那大地，爱是那里的鲜花，才能亮出你要的甜蜜。